All right, so welcome to our class on this special Tuesday. The strange month of September is ending. Thomas said he'll put up my new classes for October this weekend. So, yes, so Monday we'll start with some new classes. Let me just double check. I've got my schedule here. Oh, yes, we're going to do a reading on Monday. So we're doing things opposite today. I'm telling you what our next classes are at the beginning of class today. So we'll do a history reading part 2. Oh yes, we've done this before. And then for Wednesday, October 3rd, we'll be talking about fixing problems at work. So that should be helpful for everyone. So today, yeah, it's hot in Spain. My family's here, so I'm excited to see them this afternoon. Well, they're in Spain at least. They should be. And that's it. So we're going to get started today about talking about having a younger boss. Now, it's kind of strange just because normally you think, okay, someone who's got more experience, the seniority would be older. So when you get a boss that's younger, it's kind of not the normal situation. And when it's not normal, that's when things kind of start to happen that are uncomfortable. You're not sure how to act, that kind of thing. So I just want to start out today by asking, has anyone had an experience like this? That you've had a younger boss, or maybe not a boss, but someone who's kind of like in charge or ahead of you or something like that? Bob, I heard you laughing, right?
Yes. I
What happened?
I had one good experience
A
with
good
my.
experience. That's different. Okay,
Yes,
go. Come
yes.
on, tell us what happened.
This is a young lady from Ukrainian,
Okay.
and she is piano player and very good piano player. She has university, and she's band leader, and my boss in the band. But what's happening? Every day, I have new request, and sometimes is girl very strong.
Physically or mentally?
Oh,
So,
physically and mentally.
fantastic. That's what we like. Good.
But this is not very correct. I'm older than band leader 20 years, and I also have a great experience.
Mm-hmm.
But she has university and the license, and
Ah.
yes, this is very important on the ship on the job.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also better musician than this girl, my band leader.
Mm-hmm.
She
All
has
right.
not experience in the life, in the cruise, in the ships, and she is very strong, very strong. And sometimes I must listen. Okay, and they said, Varvara, no problem. What you want will be correct.
All right. Well, that's quite interesting.
Yes.
I'm gonna ask Ismail really quickly. Bob, I'll come back to you. Ismail, have you had this experience that you had a younger boss?
Uh, I didn't have any experience from Ukrainian boss. You understand me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't I didn't have any experience from Ukrainian boss.
From a Ukrainian boss?
Yeah,
Okay.
I
How
didn't.
about someone who's younger than you?
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately. Well, I don't think you
yeah,
play in a band. Your professions are quite different. So, in Ismail's position as being a doctor, it's probably really not normal to have someone who's younger unless this person
yes.
is a prodigy and very strange.
When
So,
I graduated from medical faculty, I was a young I was a younger people. I was a boss in my local hospital. It's hard for me when I was a young. If someone know everything, not important, young or adult. Uh, if someone adult, if he or she is an adult, is good for the others people, because the others people, when saw adult people, adult boss, she or he uh, relax, because my boss is know everyone. If
Mhm.
she or he young, everybody think she or he know or not know. It's important for this situation. Know or don't know. Uh, very it's very hard question. This
Mhm.
okay.
Perfect. Well, thank you. So that's good. Ken, what about you? Have you ever had this kind of experience with working with someone who's younger than you, but they're in a higher position?
Not actually, as far as I remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
can't think of any situations in which.
yeah, maybe maybe one more plus factor. Maybe we tend to add, you know, for if the boss is a senior, not senior, younger, maybe some part of the world society, kind of uh, age-based society.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe older people have a pride, longer, yeah, they lived more expensive or longer, live longer.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe such pride, uh, you know, if the younger boss did a bad thing, a kind of uncomfortable thing, maybe people tend to connect. Oh, he or she is younger, but blah blah blah. Maybe, but if the older boss did so, maybe we tend to accept that as maybe human has a such tendency.
Okay.
I guess
Yeah, that's true. And also, I mean, isn't there something in Japan with older people and respect or something like that?
not so much in nowadays because
But there was.
senior based kind of seniority based company system collapsed after the bubble economy blocked. So nowadays it often happens also, yeah. And even the past, maybe such as seniority based societies, maybe it's a part of our society, but then it's not all. I think so. But maybe modern people speak up more than such kind of age-based society is not correct or something like that. But the same
Mm-hmm.
people might be frustrated with such kind of thing. Maybe kind of a bit ambivalent feeling. I guess we
Mm-hmm.
have. Yes.
Exactly. It could be uncomfortable for many reasons. And with Bob having a boss that was younger and also female, there could be an issue between genders as well. So I think Bob had the full experience of that. So let's actually, I do have kind of a little presentation to look at today. So let me start sharing this with you. One moment. When your boss is older than you is what I've called this today. Okay. So yeah, I don't know, it's kind of like taboo, I think. It's very strange and not normal for a boss to be older. Like I said, Ken was talking about seniority as well, and you just kind of think that's the natural progression. So yeah, so today, I mean, we've already done some of the things that I have in here. Have you ever been in a situation which you've already answered? How did it feel? And so, Bob, we're going to start with you. You started last time too. How
Mhm.
did you feel when you realized? I prefer. um, there's probably things you can learn, Ismail. But Bob, how did you feel at the very beginning? Of course, it's something that's going to take some time to get used to, but what was your first thought?
First thought is I feel strange.
Yeah.
This is a strange situation because exactly in this ship I was 2 months, and after 2 months is young lady coming on board, and for the business for me is the business most important. Uh, Passengers must be satisfied, and everything must be all right.
Mm-hmm.
And what's happening when coming new members, crew members, musician, or the new boss? New boss want to what's the name in English? To make a new situation. You know, I'm now boss, and you must work in what I said, and I have new atmosphere. But okay, is this good for the job?
Mm-hmm.
I agreed for this. Is this good for the job? But sometimes this is not good for the job. And many passengers who is very old on the ship, this is old people, 60, 70, 80 years old. And sometimes young people, for the young people, all the music is very new. Because this young lady, she play on the piano for the first time some songs. Example, Glenn Miller, "In the Mood," "Moonlight Serenade." This is jazz from 1936, 7, 8, and young people don't know this music. Only read music, read notes like the school, but they need more experience.
Right.
And because I sometimes must to tell suggestion about the music, because I'm strange, and tomorrow is better and better, and for the 7 days situation is normal after
Right.
7 days. But in this time, yes, of course, we have sometimes trouble because I not feeling very well in this situation on the stage, because
Mm-hmm.
always passengers are looking on the stage and listening music. This is my experience. how
Right.
how I did it feel.
Mhm. Yeah,
Oh,
it's very probably shocking at first, and you're probably maybe even a little uncomfortable with the situation because it's new. In any new situation, we're always kind of uncomfortable.
yes.
Um, so actually, I want to ask Ismail, you're drinking Turkish coffee while I'm listening. Ooh, I was going to make coffee and then I didn't. So Ismail, do you want to say something, or are you working? Ismail, you're mute at the moment. We can't hear you.
Sorry. Yes,
Now we
you
can.
can hear now. Yes. Uh, uh, I saw old boss and young boss. It's different in situation. It's good or not good. Someone, if she or he young, uh, generally I saw clearly opening. If she or he old boss, generally know everything, but if she or he strong ability, not clearly, not opening, is not good idea. It's not good situation. Uh, uh, I want a post from day from day. Uh, every month is good. Must be good.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly mind, opening mind, visual opening visual mind is very important. Talking everything each other. Uh, this is a very good situation. Uh, Not important. Old or young, not important. If they have a good ability, if they have a clearly mind. Okay, you understand me?
Okay, yeah. No, and I totally agree with you that maybe it's just not the experience. I'm sorry, it's not the age, but it's the experience that is important. So, no, I absolutely agree. And there are positive and negative things about having someone who's younger. And as Bob mentioned, this girl was looking at newer music and more modern. So, sometimes to change a situation isn't bad as well. Maybe some people appreciated the newer, more modern music and, to change. Classic music is always, I'm sure, appreciated by everyone. But, something different too. So, kind of, as Ismail said, it's being open minded and things like that. So, absolutely. Ken, I know you don't have an opinion about about how you feel with having this situation, but down here there's some things to read. So I'll have Ken read in a little bit. But so today we're just going to discuss this topic and talk about what to do and not to do. All right. So Ken, why don't you read this for us?
Okay. Look at your younger boss as you would an older boss. Don't treat them any differently. They are still your superior at the workplace.
Okay, so this
I
is
have
kind
a
of like, yeah.
sorry. I have a quote. Don't treat them any differently. And is it correct? Grammatically?
Well, I did write this. Let's see. Don't treat them any different. Ugh.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Don't treat them
but
any different. Don't treat them. Okay. Do you know what happened? I added any. If I say don't treat them different, don't treat them. Maybe you're right, Ken. Don't treat them any different. I think I was going to put don't treat them differently than anyone else or something. So you're probably right there. Thanks for finding my mistake. Yes. Do you have any other questions?
Thank you.
Ken is correcting the teacher today. That's okay. So yeah, don't treat them different from anybody else, or any other boss or superior in that situation. You still have to respect them. They're in a higher position than you. So, be careful with that. There's a lot of different things that people might do. And actually, before I start talking, we'll just go down here for a little bit because there's things that I'm probably accidentally going to say. So, Ken, why don't you go ahead and read this again?
Okay. Sometimes we feel more comfortable and relaxed with younger people. Don't roll your eyes. This is a huge problem. Basically, you're saying you don't agree with them and think it's a dumb idea. Again, remember this person is still your boss, even though you are older and may have worked at the company longer.
Okay, so there's some vocabulary words in here I think we might need to talk about. Does anyone have any questions first about specific words?
Roll your eyes.
Yeah, roll your eyes is literally when, how do I say this? You move your eyes from one side to the other.
I'm kind of doubtful. Maybe just
Yeah, here. Well, let me stop screen share and I can demonstrate this for you. It's kind of like
Yes.
don't do that.
Don't do that.
That is not acceptable. Let me get this presentation back. See, it's those kinds of things that you don't want to do because you're like undermining them. You're basically saying, no, that's silly, that's stupid, that's a dumb idea. So dumb is a synonym to, I've never done that in my entire life, a synonym to stupid or silly idea. Like, okay, let's try that. But you don't really, you're not supporting them. You're not behind them in this. Again, just don't forget that this person is in a higher position, even though you've worked at the company longer, maybe, or even just that you're older. I don't know. You have to respect them as if they were just any other boss, I guess I think it's kind of strange sometimes. There was a woman I was talking to on the phone the other day. And she said I said, oh, well, how old are you? Or I don't know. She actually said it because it's not really an appropriate question to ask. And over the phone, it's really difficult to know how old someone is just because you're listening to their voice. And so it was quite interesting. And she said she was the same age as me. And I was like, really? You just seem a little older. And she's just got like more of a serious job, in an office and things. And I've never really had that. So I don't know. I guess, I don't know. It's just different for me. So anyway, any other questions here about vocabulary or comments? No comments about this?
Becky.
Bob, yeah.
Dumb idea.
Yeah.
This is stupid idea.
Yes.
Yes, this is stupid idea.
Mm-hmm. So dumb is kind of like just another word for it. And this, we don't pronounce the B. When the B is after an M, we just don't pronounce it. So dumb. It's just like D-U-M, for example. That's how you would pronounce it. So that B is silent. It's kind of like the word climb, for example. Let me write this in here. Climb. The B is silent.
Yes, climb.
Okay. So very good. All right. Well, with this, let's go down a little bit here. Let's see, Ken. Let's go ahead and read this.
Okay. You also have to understand that this person was chosen for the job. They must have the right qualities to do the job, or they won't have it. They wouldn't have it. So relax and don't worry if this person is the right one for the job.
This is something very, very typical that you think, oh, they're young, they have no experience, they don't know what they're doing. Well, maybe they do. Maybe they do have prior experience at a different job and decided to come to this place or to where you work. And, because of the money, the hours, the benefits, for whatever reason. And maybe they do have experience. Maybe they're an entrepreneur and are just looking for a different job to do something different. I don't know. So you never really know. It's kind of when they say, don't judge a book by its cover. Has anyone heard that expression before? I'll put that in the chat box here. What does it mean?
Don't judge people by its cover, maybe on the surface. I can say.
Yeah, by their face, yeah.
For example.
Exactly, yeah. You can't judge someone just because they look a certain way, or there's a bad reputation of people who have a lot of piercings and tattoos, and you think that they haven't studied or they're not smart or something, but nowadays that's not true. So you really can't judge people just by how they look. So that's kind of what it's saying here is, you don't really know someone, or it's kind of like when you might be having a terribly difficult day, just a bad day overall. Everything's going wrong. And then something else happens and it's just worse. Or someone says something that's negative and it affects you. I guess that wasn't the best example, but it's you can't judge someone. You don't know what everyone's thinking. Okay. So it's just that reinforcement of be respectful. And I think that's the most important thing here. So, questions or comments here? And so, Bob, in your case, this is exactly what happened. That this girl had actually studied, right? And that's maybe why she got the position. Okay. So sometimes that's it. All right. Well, let's move on here. Ken, would you like to read this part?
Okay. First, be cautious of your body language. We all act differently around our grandparents than all our friends. So this is another situation to be aware of.
Okay. So what is to be aware of?
Be cautious.
Exactly. Just said different words. Okay. So let's see. Ismail, are you able to talk at the moment? If you had a younger boss, do you think you might act differently around them?
Sorry, could you repeat, please?
Yeah. If you had a younger boss,
Yes.
do you think you would maybe act differently around them versus an older boss?
I have an older boss now or less time, changeable this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have a older, not older than me, but I don't aware. I don't aware of uh, him because he don't know. He don't know. He don't have any clearly mind. Uh, it's depending on how is look, how is think. I saw this situation.
Okay. So is your boss younger than you?
Yes, not younger like me, but he's a politician man. It's not important he know or don't know. He must depending on uh, official idea. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
big official man look to them. He think like me or not me, not
Okay.
like me. Is important for this, but I don't agree this idea. She or he know very well. Not important, old or young, but now I have a then younger than me. don't know very well. It's closely mine. I think closely
Okay.
mine. Generally like this in my country. Uh, official boss, uh, official boss in Turkey, depending on political area, not good thing. Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Well, thank you for your thoughts there. And so, Bob, what about you? Did this happen to you when you met this girl and she was, just starting? How long ago was this, Bob?
Um, this is very good story. Um, Ship depart from London Tilbury, and we are sailing to Sydney 2 months.
Oh.
Before this is October last year to October to December. And experience is really great. Because,
Aren't you afraid of sharks, by the way?
yes, because and cruise is very interesting. 10 days at sea, sometimes 15 days at sea. From Mexico to New Zealand is 15 days.
Wow.
Continuously cruising, not break. And on the ship, I have my new girl boss. Okay, but this is girl, this is young lady, and this is first. She's long cruising from the Atlantic and Pacific, and this is only interesting. What's the name? Interesting conditions.
Okay.
Yes, conditions, but always, if is situation really difficult, my word is last, because she's good young lady, and she know about your experience and my experience. And on the end of the conversation, she said, "Okay, Bob, I understand. I try, I try something, but okay, because very simple. Ship is very specific place. This is not a land, and this is not hotel, and we must to. This is reaction very quickly, immediately quickly, because every day is new. Tomorrow is new day, and we forget what's happening yesterday and yesterday day before, and after end of the contract, I was going to home from Bali, Indonesia, and we say goodbye each other. And today we are very good friends from Facebook. She's is another ship, same company, another ship, and this is that.
Okay, so she's not your boss anymore. So how long was she your boss then? Would just for those 2 months?
For me, she's both 4 months.
Okay.
4 months, yes. Also ship before.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, very interesting. Well, perfect. Thank you for that as well. And so now
Yes.
we're going to move down. I have some more tips for everyone. Okay, so Ken, this is probably the most important part of the day, in my opinion. Ken, could you read these, please?
Okay. Don't say these phrases or anything similar. When I was your age, we used to do it. I did it this way. I've been doing this since before you were born. After you've been doing this as long as I have you see, you know what I mean?
Okay, exactly. So basically, what do you think if someone were to say this and you were the younger boss, how do you think you would feel?
Maybe not comfortable, so maybe I might think the person judge me by age,
Mm-hmm.
probably.
Exactly. And just because of our age, it doesn't mean that that's correct. Like we were talking about before, experience is also very important. Maybe you have different experience than someone else, and which makes you a specialist in an area or something like that. So it really just depends on the person. But yeah, if you say any of these phrases, it will definitely make the other person think that age is very important. Maybe you're jealous that they have a high position at a young age. Maybe you are kind of saying that you don't like the situation. So you definitely have to be careful. Like, these are very important phrases to not say, like, ever. When I was your age in a different context, not at work, not in this situation, is sure, that's fine. But yeah, these phrases aren't very good. So
Yes.
any
Number three. I have been doing this since before you were born.
yeah, definitely.
Yes. I played this music before 30 years.
Yeah,
When,
exactly.
when
So
I was 22 years old. Oh,
yeah. Well, that's kind of again, don't do this. Okay.
yes.
We'll continue to move on here. So be careful of the advice you give. I think I'll read this one. If your boss is in their 20s, then they might be going through 20-year-old issues. So when someone is 20 years old, they have problems or whatever, such as dating, getting married, having children, etc. So don't give advice unless asked. Okay. However, at work, these topics aren't appropriate unless at lunch or on a break. Try not to play the parent role as it might naturally happen. Okay. So this is something, and I just don't know where to put this, but here's fine. So someone's in their 20s. Of course, when, in your 20s, you kind of discover yourself, find out who you are and what you want in life. And normally, I'm going to say a lot of people probably find a significant other, a husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. They might have children or not. They might get married or not. So there's a lot of big things that happen in our 20s. I guess when I was in my 20s, I met my husband. That was probably the most important. But I mean, that kind of thing. And so you don't want to focus on that necessarily, because again, you definitely are going to show how much older you are. Say, oh yeah, 20 years ago when I was in my 20s, like, it's kind of like your parent playing the parent role. And the parent role is you're acting like a mother or father. And you don't really want that to happen. All right. So I'm going to move this down because there's a bit of a continuation here. By playing a parent role, you won't be given the most difficult projects, as you could be one of the favorites, and other coworkers won't enjoy that either. So again, this is called a teacher's pet. I think we've spoken about this before, teacher's pet. Basically, it's the teacher's favorite student, and so that person gets the easier things or gets to do things that other people don't. This again is not fair, and it's not what you should be doing in a work situation. Okay, not appropriate. Questions or comments here? No? You know what's really funny is I am the youngest here, and I think I mentioned that quite a bit. I'm actually I'm younger than Thomas too. But my experience with the English language is more than all of yours, probably together. So, or not, I don't know. So good. So Ken, why don't you go ahead and read this?
Okay. If you're not acting like a parent, you shouldn't act like a child either. Don't try to act the same age as the boss to make friends. This is not appropriate or professional. These are some things people might do to fit in with the boss. Continue?
Yeah.
Okay, dress differently. Use different words. Color or like younger people. Acronyms BRB, TTYL, LOTFL, etc. Use hand gestures.
And I think that's it. So basically, you know, just because you're older and your boss is younger, don't try to act younger either, because that's not going to work. You know, they'll think you're trying to be someone you're not and be like them and make friends, and that's not appropriate or professional either, as it says. And so these are some things that people, you know, older coworkers might do if they have a younger boss. And no, you shouldn't do that. Always be yourself. So I added these acronyms in here because it's kind of a fun little English thing that we can do. So does anyone know what BRB means?
Yes.
What?
Be right back.
All right. And so when would you use this?
I often use this for leaving computer during the class or chat. Type quick and I can leave the computer.
Exactly. It's like a live situation, a real-time situation. Like if you're here and maybe you get an important phone call, you have to go to the bathroom. Just put be right back, and we know that you're not there. And then all you have to do when you come back is say, I'm back, or here, or something like that. What about TTYL? Any idea? No? It's talk to you later. So instead of saying, oh, we'll talk tomorrow, TTYL. And then what about the last one? LOTFL. Uh-oh, I wrote it wrong. Hold on. I knew I did. ROTFL. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. The phrase is what I want.
In what occasion people use this?
Also on the computer. It's a funny situation.
Funny situation.
Funny, yeah.
Oh, no.
All right, so it's rolling on the floor laughing.
LOL kind of thing.
Or ROFL, I guess you can use too. So you're laughing so hard, you're on the floor. Exactly. That's laugh out loud. Laugh out loud. When you literally read something and go, ha, 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 like it naturally happens, that's when you use LOL. And then roll on the floor laughing is the other one. So it's even more intense than LOL.
Okay.
One day we'll do acronyms, okay? All right, good. So last but not least is what I want to say. Basically, don't forget who you are and who you were before this new boss came in. Work is work, home is home. Be professional and keep your professional and home life separate. You have nothing to prove to a new younger boss. So basically what I want to say is be yourself. Just because you have a younger boss doesn't mean you have to change anything about work, about what you do, how you do something. The only difference is that maybe someone will change some things, but that's okay too. Change is good, right? I think it is. All right. So that's it for today. So if you ever have a younger boss, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Okay. Just relax. So with that, we're coming to an end. So does anyone have any final comments about
Yes.
anything? Yes.
I have. I hope I will be boss on my next business.
Well, good luck. Maybe you should go to school and then you'll get that title too. So,
but I will be not a younger boss. I will older boss.
that depends. Yeah, maybe. But that's okay too.
Yes.
That's perfect. Good. Well, very good. Well, everybody, thanks for the comments and reading and everything today. It was wonderful. And that's it. So I'm gonna continue working here, and then I will see you on Monday. Okay.
Okay.
Wonderful. Everyone have a great day. Okay.
Thank you, Becky. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Everybody.